see you.
Good
You're
to be
looking good.
here.
Now, and the hair's looking fantastic. You feeling good about yourself,
Thank you,
Em?
darling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, really good.
And tell me about communication skills. Are you good at that type of thing?
I am actually, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a good delegator, and I think that's a good way of communicating as long as you tell them the right way.
Sure.
So when you run 6 restaurants, you can't do everything yourself, so you've got to learn how to communicate.
Yeah, get that
via
message
delegation.
across.
Yeah.
Sure. What about you, Les?
I think I am. I hope I am. I mean, I spent 8 years of my life teaching people how to cook, and that's one of the things I love doing most.
Sure.
So,
that is a
hopefully.
way you've got to get that message across too. Perhaps it's that we feel comfortable in the kitchen. A lot of people don't necessarily feel comfortable out there, ladies and gentlemen, and you need a communication coach. We've got one here today. Please welcome Juliet Eriksson. Hello, Juliet. Welcome to the programme. Lovely to have you here, by the way. Come in, Lesley.
Lovely to see you.
All right. Yeah, tell me all about being a communication coach then. What does it actually involve?
Well, it is. I'm known as a communication coach, and what I do is I help people communicate more effectively and more persuasively, usually when they want what they want and when the stakes are high.
Right.
As well, when it's important. I had the pleasure of working on the London Olympic bid. So that was a very high-stakes communication where it mattered whether we got it right or wrong.
I know. Communication, all shouting at the French and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
all sorts of things
on
go on then. I know. Come on, let's have a look in your bag, because she
yes.
might well be good at communicating, but what about shopping, ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen?
but can she cook?
Yeah, that's the name of the game here on Ready, Steady, Cook.
Here we go.
Oh. And we've got some GI food here, am I right?
We do. We have some low GI food, in fact.
OK, and we'll be talking a little bit about that. You know, obviously people need to know a little bit more about their food and what it actually means, and of course Juliet will give us all that information. But very briefly, tell us what you've brought along and how much you paid for it, please.
Well, the total for this was $8.99, and what I have is here some very well-hung, high-quality beef. And I chose this because I don't eat a lot of beef, but when I do, I'd like it to be a little more interesting.
Sure,
as well.
sure,
So
yeah.
I've chosen this. We've also got some very interesting vegetables here, which represent colour and texture, and I actually like them. So it's things that I eat.
Beautiful. That's enough for now. We'll elaborate on it a little bit more. Now, of course, that was the sweet potato. We've got blueberries, shallots, aubergine, and our lovely goat's cheese
nice
there. And fennel. Les, what do you think? Has she brought you a good
Beautiful
bag? Does it inspire you?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, Gourmet Bag is the name of the game today here on Ready, Steady, Cook, ladies and gentlemen. And talking about someone that inspires you, you've got a friend that's coming on that she certainly inspired you, didn't she?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have a friend, and she's my wellness coach.
A wellness coach. Well, she's a well-being coach, in fact, ladies and gentlemen. Anne-Marie Fitzsimmons. Hello, Anne-Marie. Good to see you. Come and meet Antony.
Nice to see you, Emma.
OK, well-being coach. We've heard about communication coach. What's a well-being coach do? Because they all look so fit and lovely, don't they, eh? There's all of us worried about our weight, aren't we, Anthony? They all look fantastic. So, well-being coach, give us an idea.
Well, I work with people on their individual basis, on all aspects of their health, their fitness, their diet, their lifestyle issues, so that they can achieve their goals, whatever they are, but ideally better health, and so that they can be the best they are. They want to be.
We've got loads of information
Feel good
coming your
about
way.
themselves.
Well, let's see how good you are also in the shopping department. And give it a good old shake for us there, Anne-Marie. Lovely. Oh, celeriac. What have you brought along here, then?
OK, these foods are all low glycemic foods, which is really very much my focus in my dietary advice, and Antony's as well. I love salmon because, and this is an organic piece of salmon, because it's really high in the essential fatty acids, which is so good for your health.
Sure.
The celeriac is a fantastic vegetable. It's a very ugly vegetable, but it's really, I think, unknown in terms of, and there's so much you can do with it. So I'd like to see what you can come up with today.
We've got the peas, the lentils,
and
tomatoes.
the lentils, which are a great source of low glycemic carbohydrates.
Sure.
So
And how much did you spend on all that with the onion and the Parmesan cheese?
£9.84.
A little bit more than you, darling, didn't it, eh? You did so well. I thought to myself, oh, that's almost just above the old bistro
Well, I had
bag.
to tickle the butcher for that.
You had to tickle the butcher. What do you think, Anthony?
That's
Happy?
lovely. Yeah, really nice bag.
Yeah.
Lots of interesting ideas can come out of that.
Lovely. Have a bit of a chat. Just move on quite quickly. Let's first find out what Lesley's going to be cooking for Juliet.
Right, OK, what's a fab bag? I think we're going to just do some peppered goat's cheese salad with a hot blueberry dressing, balsamic, to go with that. We're going to do sweet potato mash, because I think that's delicious, served with the steak, and just some a little bit of the fennel griddled to go with that. Keep it simple. And then we're going to do sort of a Mediterranean dish with the aubergine.
I look forward to hearing all about it. Sound good to you?
It does. Delicious.
Very, very nice indeed. Oh, that was well received. Let's see what AWT's got up his sleeve for you.
I think some salmon with sweet pea guacamole. I think some celeriac soup. Maybe a chunky, as GI food, they like chunky, so maybe I won't puree it. So chunky soup. We'll do some salmon and red wine with the lentils. Might do some Parmesan crisps with the Parmesan. And let's see how we go. Might make a bit of salmon pate, who knows?
Ooh, so casually done, isn't it?
Sounds easy.
The beauty of living with a chef, that's what I say. They just do it. They just deliver.
Do you live with a chef, Haynes?
Deliver? Do I live with a chef? Oh, I do, yes. I look in the mirror. I do. 20 minutes when I say ready, steady, cook. OK, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful steak that's going to be cooked down, and we're going to incorporate that with a little bit of a peppered goat's cheese and a nice blueberry sauce to touch it on the top there. Sweet potato mash, it's one of the great mashes, isn't it? Sweet potato. A little bit of char grilled aubergine there, and we've got the shallots. Let's see what Lesley does with those. She's also going to be char grilling that fennel over there too. Over here, the salmon. Well, salmon, we've got the peas, we've got the lentils, we've got tomatoes, we've got the Parmesan's going to be turning to little Parmesan crisp. And if you haven't seen that before, and I know a few of you have problems, I'm sure the chef will show you how to do that exactly right. Lots of lovely ideas here, and maybe even some salmon pate too. All coming your way in about 20 minutes. But first, let's start off with Lesley, shall we? See what she's got for us. Les, now, obviously you're not going to start off with your steaks. That's going to take very little time to cook,
and
isn't
I
it?
don't really want to mess with this, because I get the feeling it's a very good quality piece of steak.
Yes, it is.
This.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I don't want to mess with this. I'm just going to keep it very, very simple.
Sure.
I'm just going to put lots of black pepper on it, and it's just going to literally just sear in the pan.
And do you prefer this cut then, Lesley, or are you more inclined to go for... Are you a rump steak girl, or do you like a bit of sirloin?
Girl,
a sirloin girl. And this is obviously a nice bit of fillet steak, hence it being in a gourmet bag, ladies and gentlemen. Not cheap, but beautifully lean. So, Les, why the sirloin then? Is it because of the marbling? Is it more flavour?
I think it's just a little bit more interesting in taste than fillet. And of course, rump is probably even more interesting because it's a part of the animal that's done more work, but it tends to be tougher.
Yeah, a little bit easier, a little bit harder to sort of chew up and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And do you have a preference, Juliet, as far as cuts of meat are concerned? Are you very much a fillet steak person?
I tend to like the fillet as well, yes.
If you can't afford that, what would you do? I mean, would you encourage people to still go out and get a very small piece of fillet steak, or maybe try an alternative?
Yes, I think there's an argument for portion control anyway. So why not go out and have a nice, beautiful little piece, small piece of beef?
Yeah.
I would say if you're going to have it, have a good piece.
Yeah.
Less is more, really, isn't it? I think it's pay the best you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
OK, now have a look at this.
What
We've got Les. Excuse me, Les has already started off with the fennel inside the water. I think because of the way she's cut it, she's blanching. Is that right, Les? You
Yeah, I'm just
these?
blanching it because I'm going to griddle it, and it tends, if you blanch it first, it griddles much better, OK? So I'm just softening it up first in a little bit of water, and if you're doing a dinner party or something, you do that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Squeeze a bit of lemon over it, and then it'll be fine, OK?
Beautiful, fantastic.
So I'm going to now just get it griddling, and then I'm going to put some orange juice over it and roast it in the oven.
Oh, lovely.
It'll be really nice.
OK.
And a little bit of black pepper going over there, a little bit of oil in the pan.
There for you, just the skins,
Thanks,
all right?
my darling.
So you can chop away.
The rest of the fennel I'm just going to chop up now, put with the shallot and make a sort of tomatoey Mediterranean sauce to go with the aubergine.
So it goes equally well, doesn't it, in things like salads or sauces or something like that. So use your fennel in all sorts of different ways. Over to the red tomato kitchen now, guys. Let's have a look what Antony's starting off with. He's slicing the celeriac very, very thin. And for those of you who don't know about celeriac, it is. I think Anne-Marie described it as being sort of quite ugly on the outside. But it's a wonderful nutty flavour. Why is this particularly good for the diet then, eh?
Well, it's full of vitamin C. It's got very high in fibre. It's very tasty, so it's a great vegetable that you can add a lot of variety to your meals in lots of different ways.
And you can eat it raw or cooked.
You can eat it raw or cooked.
The thing about GI, not to chop things up too small.
Right.
You want your body to take a long time to break them down.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
So, like, you have seeded bread, You have nuts as snacks, little sunflower seeds, things like that.
Yeah. Did you get there in the end, darling? There we are. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Yeah,
You go for it, Ainsley.
Have a little bit of a go.
go.
Pushing down there.
I think you've got more height than me. That
Yeah,
helps.
I can get over the top of it a little bit more. So, to elaborate a little bit more on this special type of glycemic diet, then, I'm trying to sort of get an idea of when people know it's time to sort of get involved in that type of diet.
Well, anyone who's putting on weight, sort of for no real reason, or they're just getting a little bit round around the stomach particularly,
Sure.
will show that the body is not dealing with sugars.
Right.
And all carbohydrates break down into glucose, the main sugar, and force the body to actually pump out insulin. And it's insulin that causes the body to store body fat.
OK, that's when you're on the road to diabetes then, aren't you?
That's right. So high glycemic foods cause the body to pump out lots of insulin. And so we aim to have the lowest quality, low glycemic foods we can to keep the pancreas not having to pump out a lot of insulin, deal with that glucose.
Wow, wow. OK, and the foods that we've got here is the type of foods Antony was just mentioning, of course, and I know that, not only that, I think he's done books on the subject too.
I have, yeah.
So it's nuts and things that the body takes a long time to absorb. Oats in the morning are particularly good.
It's food. In fact, I say it's food that we probably ate about 150 years ago.
Yeah.
It's unprocessed, it's in its natural state, it's fresh food with lots of fibre in it, and most importantly, it's food without lots of added sugar.
Yeah,
and that's the issue
key.
today.
Yeah, cut down.
Lots of
And what about
added sugar.
natural sugars? Do we start looking for natural sugars? Because everything's got sugar in it, hasn't it? People don't realise. That's why it burns, guys. That's why it always caramelizes, because the sugar's coming out when you're
Fruits
cooking
have
them.
natural sugars in them, and vegetables have natural sugars. So in terms of adding sugar, I would only recommend that you add a little bit of fruit sugar, actually, if you're going to cook with sugar.
OK,
That's
fruit
my
sugar.
advice.
OK, which we have in the
Got
larder.
in the larder there, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we've got some. It's just in our normal sort of jar there, because we're not going to be doing any advertising. But fruit sugar in your supermarkets, in your corner shop or anything like that, easy accessible. Let's quickly find out about what our chef's doing here then, Anne-Marie. OK, elaborate, chef. We've got the lentils. We've got an awful lot going on here. If I just grab hold of
That's
this
going to be our
spoon
lentil curry there.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a lentil curry, and you've got lentils, the peas, and all sorts of wonderful spices going through there, which I'm going to be...
all there.
Yeah, here we are. If I pop those in the front here. And now, what about the old pre-lentil, chef? A lot of people kind of think that you've got to go through the whole soaking process here.
No, not at all.
These are quite advanced.
Any lentils. The beauty about pre-lentils is the sort of greeny brown lentils is they keep their shape.
Yeah.
So they don't fall apart. Like if you were having a red or sort of dal type lentil, the red or the orange lentils, they can break down naturally. And with the GI diet, again, you want something that's going to retain its shape. You don't want something that's going to go into a puree. It's like eating, you know, we talk about potatoes. Mashed potatoes, high GI, but new potatoes, low GI, because new potatoes are waxy, the skins are good, the body takes longer to break them down.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So high is worse for you than the low?
The low, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What we're coming on to...
All right, just about 11.5 minutes now, guys. Now, Chef, you will be adding some... That's it, we've already got wine. We've probably a bit of stock going in there.
A bit of stock going in there, yeah.
OK, so we've got wine going in one section of the pre-lentils, and we've got... Can you just lift up a few of those bay leaves and show everybody what we've got? We've got the bay leaf in there. Don't be frightened to put your herbs...
Bit of thyme in there as well.
And a bit of fresh thyme going in there. Always, you've got these things growing, and if you haven't, you can grow them in your garden. They last forever, really. Just sprinkle a little bit in there, you'll feel fantastic. We've got peas here, we've got another little bit of a broth. It's all boiling water over here, isn't it, love? Hey? It's just what a GI diet's all about, boiling water.
It's about variety, actually, as well. Lots of variety here.
As with any diet, I mean, you know, if you're really trying to lose weight very quickly, you want to keep the alcohol out, because you've got sugars down, as that reduces, there's going to be a bit of sugar left.
OK.
But, you know, when you're... The GI diets maintain your weight as well. So
OK, fantastic. And notice our chef still hasn't dealt or attempted to do anything with the fish yet. It won't take long to cook. OK, 10.5 minutes to go. Let's go back down and see Lesley in the green pepper kitchen. See what's going on here. Juliet's there too. She's been sprinkling bits of garlic on top there. Everything smells fantastic.
Sorry,
it's all right. I just wouldn't want you to burn yourself. We've got the aubergine, which has been char grilled.
And I've also got... just needs to go a little bit longer. It's been in lemon juice and garlic. Sweet potato, which is going, half of it is going to be a soup, half of it's going to be a puree to go with the mash, to go with the steak.
And it's just what else is in here?
Nothing, just water. Just water, literally.
And that's boiling down. Look at that, big chunks of it to give people an idea. OK, and over here, darling?
I've just got the fennel, a little bit of aubergine, and some of the shallot going in
just look
there.
at that.
Okay.
That's just so lovely. Oh. Is this going to be like a chutney or what then, Les?
It's a little bit like a sort of a thick chutney. Yeah. To go on the aubergine.
Beautiful. All simple and quickly done, guys. That's what we try and get across to you on this programme. You can achieve these things quite quickly. You don't need to go out and spend a couple of quid on buying a chutney. You can knock them up at home. We're always here for you every day at 4:30. BBC Two. Tell me what.
And I can see that my days of a plain old steak are nearly over.
I tell you,
as
darling.
We speak.
How about that for communication,
Very
eh?
Through the nose. Say no more.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I love it. So, what's the most sort of common problem that you encounter with people who have this kind of communication problems?
And you know, whether you're a chief executive or you live at home and do whatever it is, the same thing is self-awareness, really.
Sure.
And it's the belief that people somehow maybe don't deserve to say something or shouldn't do something, and it's the gap between how people see themselves and how other people see them.
Sure.
It's
And what
a big
about
challenge.
technology? Because I think one of the reasons that we lack this communication skill is that we're sitting in front of our PCs a lot more.
I think technology has made us a bit lazy. It's made it more difficult for us to get face-to-face, but has made it even more important for us to get face-to-face. Because without the face-to-face, I can't see you blushing. I can't see that I've hurt you. I can't get that instant engagement that helps us make better decisions.
My heart is beating for you, Juliet, don't worry. It might not show.
Well, it might not show on the telephone, you see.
I know, but it doesn't, does it? And I'm talking about the communication skill. I don't know are your children at the age now, Les?
You know, getting back to the table and sitting around with your children. We were talking about the other day with Antony as well. You know, if your child's having any problems at school, it's much more likely to come out if you're sitting face to face across the table from one another.
Sure.
You know,
and they'll tell you something's happening at school, there's a problem here, Mum or Dad.
Well, and it's the difference between your kids at school or someone winning or losing that multi-million-pound pitch, for example. It has to do with the face-to-face. It boils down to it.
And do you know, I've got to mention this to you, Juliet, because I think that a lot of people seem to have problems with what they call men in suits, because it refers back to perhaps when you were at school and your teacher that was very smart in a suit and everything else, you almost sat up straight in your classroom because you feared that they might sort of say, right, you do this properly or something like that. And this transfers over to when you become an adult. And a lot of people find that frightening. How do you break that down? How do you kind of start to feel relaxed in front of people that you find intimidating?
And that is quite true. A lot of the things that we grew up with can affect us. But I have a very strong belief that we can actually behave our way out of these things. You don't just sit and think, oh, when I was a child, my father used to. Maybe that's true, but I think we actually can start behaving our way out of these things. So what that might mean is that preparing yourself for a context where somebody is a man in a suit and maybe matching or mirroring that, or trying something that you might not have tried in front of someone like that. And it's I think it's a very real threat to our ability to communicate effectively is our own perception.
I know.
You know, what we're actually thinking about something.
All the stuff that's messed us up, really. We have to kind of look at that, don't we?
Get past it.
Sure.
Past it.
do something every day that scares you.
Really?
Oh, ready, steady, cook. Yeah! That still scares me. That's right.
Les is petrified. So how can we adjust that then? What do you think? Men in suits. How can we really deal with that?
Well, the art of being persuasive is about being relevant enough to you and knowing as much about you as I possibly can. So you may be a man in suit, but I don't really know what it is that drives you or what it is I need to do to persuade you. So getting to know, taking the focus off you and putting it on the person that you need to convince is the number one thing that people need to do.
Sure.
Number one thing.
That's why we say meet them on the beach, ladies and gentlemen. If you meet someone on the beach, you've got no problem. You either got the bikini or the shorts.
If you're bikini ready, it's good to meet them on the beach.
I know. You just kind of look different. You don't know what they do on the beach, do you? That's fantastic. Lovely talking to you. Les, quick touch on here. Tell us what you're doing with the goat cheese before I go.
I'm just peppered it and griddled it, or should I say Juliet did.
Yeah.
And with this, I've just griddled it one side. I'm going to give it a little bit longer and flip that over once it's griddled. We're just going to drain the sweet potato now.
Do you need to look for a certain type of goat cheese to griddle?
I mean, you want one with rind on. If it's preferably all the way around it, even better.
All right then, guys. Another little tip there. If you're going to grill your goat's cheese, look for the one with rind, says our Les here. OK, a couple of other things going really well here. We've got the blueberries, don't forget. That is a wonderful, wonderful food. We keep talking about how important it is to include blueberries in your diet. I know that they're a little bit pricey, but the rewards that you get are just so fantastic, really. So are they going to go in there, Les, or what?
They're going to go in there. And not all of them, because Juliet likes to eat some of them raw.
OK, there's a few of them raw there. I'll come back and see you. We're going back down to AWT. Les has got a peppered steak going. We've got about 5 minutes to go. We've got some salmon cooking here that's looking fantastic. Chef hasn't cooked that for terribly long.
No, just keep it Excuse the pun, but you should keep it pink.
Lovely. Tell us a bit about organic salmon before I chat with Anne-Marie, chef.
Well, the idea is basically organic is it's not fed anything with any colouring in it, so it tends to be a bit paler.
Sure. And they're allowed to swim freely, aren't they?
Well, more space, less density per net, you know.
Okay. So it's almost bordering on wild salmon, but not quite.
Not quite, no.
Okay. And that's an interesting point because often, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we see, you know, organic salmon, we think that's it. It's wild, it's fresh, it's not wild salmon. It's totally different and a lot more expensive. So take that into account. Talk to your fishmongers and your butchers. They're all there for you guys.
Exactly.
All right,
exactly.
then. All right, 4 minutes to go. Now, intelligent exercise. I know that you got together with your friend Juliet down there and you encouraged her to do all sorts of different things because you cured a friend of hers from diabetes. What about intelligent exercise? What does that do for us and what does it actually involve?
Well, I think, as Lesley mentioned before, less is sometimes more.
Yeah.
Actually, and obviously the body is designed to move, but I see a lot of people doing far too much exercise.
Yeah.
They're actually exercising at a level that is so high, it's actually breaking the body down.
Sure, so all those people who pump too hard at the gym and stuff.
Yeah, there's a place for that.
Is that okay when you're young? Is it when we get a little bit older, you know what I mean? When you suddenly hit your 40s or something, you start thinking about things a little bit more, don't you, Anne?
Absolutely.
Support
when
me
you're in
here.
your 50s, you do as well.
When you're 50,
Yeah.
don't speak for yourself.
Well, exercise needs to energise you.
Yeah.
And it needs to strengthen the body.
Yeah.
And so we need to exercise at a moderate level that is going to encourage the body to burn fat if you need it,
Yeah.
to help stabilise your energy levels and to make you feel good, not feel absolutely shattered after it.
Yeah. And tell us, what about this de-stressing thing then? How do we de-stress ourselves?
In terms of exercising and just living, we're under a lot of stress. And so thinking about the way you breathe is very important. Deep breathing from your diaphragm here puts the body under much less stress than it does if you're like this all the time.
Sure.
So when you're
if
exercising,
you feel
that's
it coming on, breathe.
Yeah, breathe
really
very
get some air
deeply
in
and
there.
just that helps to calm you down. And take some time for yourself every day to just be alone. I think that's very important as well to help your body deal with stress.
That's lovely. Well, here we are. We've got Parmesan crisps that have just come out.
Just come out. They're a little bit...
Do you want a bit of grease? Here we are, chef. There you go. Now, these are going just grated Parmesan, guys. And the chef's creating what you call a little bit of a basket, OK? And they're very, very simple to do. Just pop them on there like that. There you go. I don't know how many you want.
They crisp up.
They crisp up as they dry. So when you take them out, if you notice, look, they're quite soft. They're almost a little bit floppy. If I could just show them that there. Look, that's almost drying out now. As soon as I take that out the oven, they're slightly floppy, but they dry out and they crispen up. And look at that. You can put a nice little salad in there with a bit of goat's cheese or something like that, and a little bit of fruit or something like that. Really, really nice. And there we are. OK, and very briefly, Chef, what did you mix with your peas and your celery?
Peas, coriander, cumin, a little bit of chilli, a little bit of mint and coriander.
Lovely. There you go. And if you've missed any of the recipes, don't forget there are available on the website for you, bbc.co.uk/food or CFAX. OK, very briefly back to Les. Look at that.
On the top
the aubergine's come out. It's got that lovely chutney on top of it.
Here's
Look
the
at the vibrant
balsamic,
colour.
the blueberries.
Look at beautiful balsamic blueberry dressing there. Excellent. All right then, now 1 minute to go. Very, very important. How will our chefs fare? Will they be able to get this food out on time, ladies and gentlemen? It's all beginning to come together now. And how exciting does this look? Remember, only a mere 20 minutes ago we had a couple of bags of food, and now we've got about 8 or 9 different dishes for you. But at the moment we've got about 40 seconds to go. And audience, you're voting for what the chefs did with the ingredients they were given. I think you've got a hard one today. There's lots of wonderful food being cooked here. But hey, that's life, isn't it? Life is tough sometimes. Oh, you smelling it, darling?
It's great when you're choosing between 2 great things, isn't it?
I know. That's just lovely.
Problem, I think.
I know. All right, we're going to lose that. 20 seconds to go now. Audience, get ready to help me count down any moment now, please. I'm sure you're enjoying the smells. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Score! That was lovely, didn't it? Hey, our chef Lesley Waters Started off with a bit of beef fillet, along with some sweet potatoes, soft goat's cheese, aubergine, fennel, blueberries and shallots, whilst AWT had in his bag organic salmon, celeriac, puy lentils, Parmesan cheese, petit pois, cherry tomatoes and a red onion. Well, what's it going to be, a good communication effort here or a good well-being effort? I think a bit of both, don't you?
I think it's absolutely both.
Go on then, Juliet, you pick up your cutlery, have a taste and tell us what you think. What about a name, Lesley?
Well, seeing as I had fennel and I had cheese, I think it's I fennelly achieved my goal.
Yeah, very good, yeah. Very nice. Lovely play of words, Mrs. Walters. Now, what about what you did with your food? Tell us.
Right, OK, the aubergine, very simply, lemon juice, olive oil, garlic, griddle, and then we just made a fennel and aubergine sort of like chutney stew, really, with tomatoes, a little bit of wine, olive oil.
Oh, yeah.
And then we made just like a pea stew, not a pesto, of using mint and coriander with olive oil just to drizzle over the top.
It's fantastic.
And then here we made some sweet mashed potato, which you did, which looks beautiful.
Beautifully
I
cooked that
feel
meat. Look at
sweet
that.
potato.
That's lovely.
Just we cook the meat and then let it sit for a bit. So even though it's medium rare, because it's actually sat out of the pan and rested for a few minutes, when you cut it, it doesn't ooze blood. You've given it time to rest. It's as important as resting a piece of steak as you would do a roast. Yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then griddled the fennel, which we blanched first and then griddled. We peppered the cheese, griddled it, put it on a herb salad and made a hot blueberry dressing. And then here we've made, with the rest of the sweet potato, just a sweet potato soup with the herb stew on the top.
Wow.
Simple and healthy.
Delighted?
Brilliant. Yep.
Fantastic. Oh,
Fantastic.
looks wonderful. Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed for that. OK, it's your turn, Anne-Marie. You pick up your cutlery. Also, an awful lot to try here. Lots of lovely food. But what about a name, Chef?
Well, I'm a bit flummoxed, really. I mean, this salmon dish is easy cheesy. Well, swimming south, I encountered a salmon, and I thought, this swimming lark's easy cheesy. Let me get more poetic for you. No, OK, I'll leave that for the moment.
Antony Worrall Thompson being cheesy peasy. Peasy cheesy.
Just cheesy, I think.
Oh, just cheesy in general. Go on, Chef, what did you do with your
OK, let's
ingredients?
start with here. We got some Parmesan crisps with celeriac remoulade, which is finely grated celeriac, which it eats really well raw. Normally you'd use mayonnaise and half mayonnaise, half sour
Just look
cream.
how crunchy these are, guys. Should I
great.
snap one,
Yeah,
Chef?
go on.
There you go, look.
They fall apart, they're
They
beautiful.
really do fall apart, and they're wonderful, so delicate in your mouth and everything.
So we used a little bit of yoghurt to keep it down. We could have used, obviously, cream and with some lemon juice in here. Here we made that Parmesan basket with the guacamole, which we've kept chunky to keep it GI. It's made with the peas, the cumin, the coriander, mint. Nice little bit of yoghurt in there here. Lovely chunky vegetable soup with all the celeriac and the tomatoes and the garlic and thyme and basil and all sorts of things in there. Lovely one over here. We've got a curry, a salmon curry, which salmon being quite an oily fish will take big flavours. So it works quite well with curry, where some white fish will be overpowered.
Absolutely.
So lots of lentils in there, nice spices and the peas and celeriac in there as well. Some nice little fillets of salmon on. Under here, we've got a little celeriac cake done with slices, a bit like you do sort of, what do you call that?
Rosti, yeah.
So that's on there. Again, with celeriac remoulade. Here, I was talking about big flavours and salmon, roast tomatoes, lentils in a lovely red wine sauce. Normally, people think white wine fish, but salmon is one of the few fish that can take red wine.
Really take on those flavours. What do you think overall, then?
Oh, I love it. This is my favourite dish here with the red wine and the
Lovely.
colour.
Everything
It's
cooked
beautiful.
down. Beautiful. And
Simple
good
and delicious.
GI food, guys. Well, have they sufficiently impressed our audience? We're about to find out. Is it going to be a green pepper day or a red tomato one? Will you all please vote now? And up they go. Just look at this. This is a close one, isn't it? But there are a few more. Red tomato! Well done, well done. There we are. £100 spending money there for you. Which, am I right in saying you're going to donate that to your favourite charity?
That's right.
Which is?
The Parkinson Society.
Parkinson Society. Yeah. That's lovely. Thanks so much for coming on, Anne-Marie. Great to have you on the programme. And
Thanks,
once
Ange.
again, congrats. That's
Star
brilliant.
you are.
Well, that's it. It was a bit of a close one there.
Oh, very close.
But you don't go away with nothing. We've got a lovely Ready Steady Cook hamper for you. All sorts of wonderful goodies.
Great.
So I'm sure you're going to get your friend Anne-Marie round there and do a little bit of cooking.
Snacking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Snacking
right.
indeed. You enjoy yourself?
Very much so.
Lovely.
Very much so.
Thanks for coming on, and both of you for chatting with us today. And well done, Les. Always a
Thanks,
pleasure.
mate.
Always a pleasure. And hey, there's more on the way, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of the old quickie bag. Come and join us, guys. It really doesn't
Bring more
matter. Yeah,
food.
bring them all in there. In the meantime, I say a very big thank you, Juliet Eriksson and Anne-Marie Fitzsimmons. Come on, there we go. He was a bit slow, the boy there, wasn't he? And
Saying well done to the girls. Low GI.
Now, look at this. Now, this is a champagne exotic dairy ice cream, and look at that. It's rather nice, that little box, very sexy black box, isn't it? Amaretti biscuits, we've got some Black Forest fruits there, some natural shelled almonds, some nice bar of the triangular chocolate, and some kirsch, which is cherry liqueur, isn't it? But
Absolutely,
without the
very dry,
yeah, without the old colour in it. That's it. Lovely bag, but who's going to come up with the right ingredients or the right recipes?
I think Les should get it.
Right, OK. Well, there's not enough chocolate here, really, is there? I think I would do some sort of chocolate fondue with sort of really delicious dippers, and with the rest of it, I would do a really quick chocolate mousse. With the berries, I think some sort of berry pudding with kirsch, and then some sort of sundae, sort of exotic sundae, or something like that with the ice cream.
But
and the
Tuesday, you
almonds.
could do a Tuesday.
Or I could do a Tuesday.
Exactly, yeah. Well, what
He's
should I
after
do?
something, isn't he? Les?
I'm going to do that classic Mark Hicks dessert from the Ivy, which is just frozen berries with hot chocolate sauce. Very nice, that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do instant sorbet,
Yeah.
an ice cream stack, maybe using little ice cream cookies. You put them in the fridge, you sandwich the ice cream together with the cookies.
Yeah.
And then some sort of...
Eat them.
Eat them.
Yes.
Maybe, yes, a trifle.
A trifle mess. OK, and what about the old kirsch? How will that...
I think that'll go into my smoothie.
Smoothie. OK, nice and quick, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't got time. We want to get on with the cooking, so it's over to our studio audience. What's it going to be? Green peppers, red tomatoes. The choice is yours. Help us out and vote now. Oh, look at this then, eh? This is a bit of a close one, isn't it? How you feeling?
I'm feeling like a loser.
You certainly are, mate, because it's a Lesley Walters bag. All right, Lesley, let's get cooking. OK, your 10 minutes cooking time, my love, starts now. Let's do it. What can we do for you?
OK, you can make the easy chocolate mousse for me, Ain.
Yeah, OK,
Antony, you
Mama.
do the fondue, so take half of that chocolate and then take some of these berries, some, I hasten, to do your idea.
OK.
This ice cream, I think I might leave it out, actually, because it might be a bit hard to take out of the thing. Let's have a little look. This is very...
OK.
No, I'm putting this ice cream back in the
That's fine,
freezer. That is going to be for the sundae.
OK.
And I am going to get on with the pudding. So I need
All right,
to get
then
up
you
the
get
mixer
on with
here.
that. No
And
problem,
I'm
Liz.
just going to really just make a hot kirsch and fruity sort of sauce to go over this pudding. So, Ains, what are you doing first of all with this mousse? Chocolate
Well,
mousse?
I'm just going to melt down the chocolate. I'll whip up the cream and I'll incorporate it. A bit like a ganache, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll melt that into the cream. And probably, what about a little bit of some glazed oranges or some caramelised oranges on
I
the
think
baking
that would be.
pan?
I think that would be lovely.
We could quenelle that on the top. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's
Beautiful. OK.
And I'm just going to get this pudding going. What's he up to in there?
I think he's putting enough sugar in that bowl to feed 5,000. What's going on here?
I was going to do a few nuts for you, Les. Is that
Oh,
right?
yeah, for the Sunday. That would be wonderful, Anthony. Thank you. Oh, he's lovely, isn't he? He's a lovely
He's a
man.
good boy.
He's a lovely man, cast of sugar.
Are you doing it the old-fashioned way, are you? OK, fine.
Oh!
Well, which way would you like to do it? Would you like to sit on it, Anthony, to
Well,
melt the
I'm
chocolate?
going to do it in the microwave, but I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, but it's...
OK, well, you do that way and I'll do this way. I'm
be
sure we'll
melting.
get round to it in the end.
Well, I'm going to use the microwave for this pudding, but I never seem to get the
That's why I'm
timing
not
right.
using it. OK, Les.
55 grams of butter, 55 grams of caster sugar, 1 egg, is going to go in that.
Yeah.
And do you know the other I was making something in the kitchen. I just had a flash thing. I cracked the egg and the whole lot went in.
Oh,
so the cake mixer. And as I did that, I was thinking, you shouldn't be doing this, Les. You know what's going to happen. Because the whole shell and everything, absolutely, I just dropped it all in. Had to start all over again.
All right.
That happens to us, isn't it? OK.
Right,
so we've got any nuts? Any more nuts?
We've got nuts here.
Okay,
almonds. Sorry about the noise, everybody. I'll get this done very, very quickly. And tell us about this idea, because I know I've been to the Ivy, and it's a recipe I particularly like. So they normally put white chocolate sauce on top.
Yeah, they do. It's a lovely, easy, simple dish. I don't know whether they freeze their own berries or not, but it came from, I think it's Norway or somewhere, or Scandinavia or somewhere.
7 minutes now, guys.
OK, so self-raising flour, the same amount of self-raising flour going into the sponge there.
Yeah.
And the almonds.
Oh, dear.
And that is basically it. Then I'm going to take a
and that goes into what? A bowl? OK,
small bowl with, done very well with some butter so it doesn't stick. And also just a little bit of flour, probably take about 4 minutes.
OK.
In there. I'm just going to put a little bit of paper on the bottom.
And Les, do you want me to crush some of the amaretto into that?
Oh, I think that's a really, really good idea.
OK, so we've got a few
absolutely.
crushed amaretto going into our cream. Then I'm going to put the hot chocolate sauce in there, guys. So it's just to give it a bit more texture. Sometimes you're looking for a little bit of texture, so it's not all totally smooth. And we've got the chocolate that's going to go in there too. And that's all going to turn those into little quenelles and sit them on top of some caramelised orange. All right, now. Oh, look, this is the dip, is it, Chef?
Yes, based on a penny lollipop.
Yeah.
The other way up.
OK, nice idea, actually.
OK.
All right.
So this is now just going to go straight in. I just want to add just a touch of milk in there, into that.
OK. And what about the berries? Are you going to incorporate?
Yeah, the berries I'm just going to put into that hot pan, and I'm just going to incorporate the berries on the top so that the sponge doesn't go too soggy, yeah?
There you go, Les,
so
no
save
problem.
some for Anthony. Is he taking
He's
the
already
ones
got some, yeah.
Fantastic, thanks, Ains. Do you want to take some out for the Sunday? Do you think we might need some for the Sunday?
OK, I will. I'll take a few out. We've got halfway now, guys. Time is of the essence. Let's get that into the into our microwave,
Lesley.
Lesley.
Microwave, right, I'm getting it in there. Is the cling film to hand, Ains?
I will make sure that it's to hand. There we are. A few of those berries. The rest of them are going to be nestled on top.
In there. Cling film going in. This is when you want it to work, isn't it?
OK, now, if we didn't have... you didn't have to put it in the microwave, what would you do?
I would... Let me just get this started. I would say probably, you know, you could either steam a pudding like this, or... Is that started? Yes, I think it has. Or you could, you know, just bake it in the oven. Right, now these berries are looking good. I'm just going to add a little bit. Where's that kirsch gone?
And this is the chocolate that I've melted down here, guys. And, of course, we've got all the little nuggets of almonds and stuff. And I've taken this off the heat because I don't want it to melt completely, because what I'm trying to do is stir that round so we don't get as much heat in there. We're trying to reduce the heat because it's going to go into the cream. We don't want the cream to start melting away. So I'm just going to stir that round now, try and lose some of the heat in there, at the same time melting it right down to the right consistency. We've got 4 minutes to go. Let me get those caramelised oranges. Chef Anthony, whilst you're there, perhaps you can answer this, Chef. I know you're busy making your chocolate sauce for your beautiful berries. This is from Valerie Hill from Sheffield. Good afternoon to you, Valerie. And she says, do any of the chefs have a foolproof recipe for thick, spongy, American-style pancakes? So if you'd like to answer that.
Well, I reckon you just make a batter with eggs, flour, egg yolks, flour, baking powder, a little bit of icing sugar, give them a bit of sweetness. And then I beat the egg whites up. So you want the thickness of double cream batter.
OK.
And then you beat...
So a couple of egg whites to what, Chef? 100 grams of flour, would you say?
I reckon about that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you and a little bit of milk.
OK.
And then you make your batter, and then you fold your egg whites in. Just in a non-stick pan, just brush it with oil. You don't need loads of oil or anything.
OK.
And you cook them and they stay thick.
Beautiful.
That's one way. Nice another thing too is to mash some ricotta into them.
Oh,
so you get ricotta
that's lovely,
hotcakes.
yeah. OK, a bit of ricotta going in there. That's lovely. Les, do you want to elaborate on that at all? Do you think that...
I think that Anthony, I think that's, you know, what he said is really fantastic.
Pretty foolproof, that really, isn't it?
It is pretty foolproof, to be honest
Pretty
with you.
foolproof.
I'm just layering up this sundae now with the some of the sauce just going over the top there, and a little bit more. This ice cream is absolutely stunning. Look at that. I've got to taste it. I'm sorry.
Have you really?
Got to taste it,
Les,
'cause it
go on,
looks
you
so
taste
good.
it then, girl. There we are, champagne ice cream, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, baby, baby, baby.
That is good.
Is it good stuff?
That is really, really, really good.
Okay, let's get this
Can
going.
I mix some of this chocolate sauce, Ains? Just a little bit of it?
Yeah, of course you can. I'm just trying to get... Come on, there you go. 2 minutes to go. I've got to hurry up with this now. And all I'm doing is caramelising the oranges, guys. I've got a little bit of icing sugar on here, as you can see. I've got this little heat gun. You can put these under the grill. If you noticed, I actually used the absorbent paper there just to kind of dry it out a little bit, to draw some of that juice out. Otherwise, they don't caramelise so well. All right, but I think that's enough there. OK, 1.5 to go now, Les. We can do this.
OK.
Yes, we can.
Have we got enough to do another one? Because I think that...
OK, that's it. Let's get that melted chocolate going into here now. There we are. All that's going in there. OK, just twirling that around. We want to try and get that marbling effect, guys, OK? That's all you need to do. No more than that. That's it. We'll get quenelle. We'll sprinkle a few of those nuts on the top.
OK.
OK, lovely. 1 minute to go now. Let's get this out of the way. Here we are. Beautiful little caramelised oranges there. Got the sugar on the top there. That's it. Now, how are you going to be there? You going to be there, Les?
I
You going to be in
hope so,
time?
mate.
Yeah, I've got
You'll be
some
okay.
caramelised nuts for you, darling.
Oh, that's lovely.
Mate,
That's for the Sunday.
Thanks very much indeed. There we are. Let's just get a little bit of that nestled on there. That's what we talked about, quenelle. That might roll off. Where's my hot water? Where's the hot
It's
water?
there.
I said they were hot there.
Oh, darling, there you go.
Never
30
listen,
seconds to
women.
go,
Women
not to
never
worry. There we are.
Stare into your eyes.
That's another quenelle there. And one more. Let's get that going. 20 seconds to go now. There we are. A few of these caramelised nuts just popped on the top here like that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! Bring them over here. Okay. Oh, look. A little bit of kirsch. We should light that, really, shouldn't we, Les? That would be flambeing.
It might burn the pudding. That's the only problem.
It might burn your pudding. Tell us, what are you going to call this then, Lesley?
Amaretti drooling over this delicious berry pudding already.
Poet, and she didn't know it. We know all about that.
Absolutely.
Didn't she? What did you do? I want to know what Antony did too with his, so carry on.
OK, so we made a very simple pudding and we cooked up the berries with the kirsch
Yeah.
and then turned out the pudding once it was cooked in the microwave, which took about 4 minutes, poured over the hot berries, and then with the extra kirsch,
Oh, put it in there, Les. Put some in there.
Put it in there.
And so we've got the rest. The ice cream's just beginning to melt.
Oh, that's a good idea to go with it, like a custard almost. Ainsley, that is
That's a good idea, Ains.
very, very
go.
good. Very, very easy Sundays using all the bits and bobs. And Ains, what did you do?
I'm eating. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, so
Can we move
literally
on?
caramelised oranges. Took my oranges. Remember, I dampened them out with a bit of the absorbent kitchen paper. Remove some of the juice, loads of icing sugar on there, glaze them with a gun. You can put them under a very hot
look
grill.
lovely.
Don't just put your grill on and then put them under there, guys. It will take forever. And then, of course, I made the lovely, beautiful quenelles of the, like a cream and grenache.
And I
Haven't
made the
got much
lovely nuts.
time. Chef, carry on.
OK, a little fondue, nice with the amaretti, little dip. You can have some of that if you want. Dipped, just the melted nut bar with the cream at the end. And here, just the berries with the nut sauce, the nut and chocolate bar sauce. Very
Never
nice.
Beautiful.
just.
All
And we were
available on our
just-
website. Join us soon on Ready, Steady, Cook for more cooking ideas. See you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.